Hello, friends. Welcome to the Your Beautiful Soul podcast, Come Home to Healing. I am Sarah Norton, and this is episode 2, 12 daily things for 12 weeks to change my life, my own personal challenge. I want you to know that I'm so glad you're here. It's not just because I need to be the number one podcaster in America, because I don't. It's because I love you. I really do. I don't know what it is, but I've always just felt a deep love for my fellow humans walking on this path with me. And I want you to know that you are not alone and that you have a cheerleader in me. And I'm doing this podcast because through a lifetime of trying to figure out who I am and what my purpose is, I've discovered that I'm a teacher and a healer. And one way that I heal is by teaching and sharing everything that I've learned, studied, and especially experienced myself about how to overcome and to know our true selves and how to connect with nature and nature's God. Those are the keys. Know and love ourselves, know and love God. Whatever you call him or her, and however you connect to all the love and light in the universe, that light will help you heal and have a ridiculously happy life. Will you be happy all of the time? No, that's impossible. I've tried and I've failed. But we can have so much more joy and peace than we would have without that deep knowledge and divine connection. At least that's how it works for me, and I am an expert on what has worked for me, if nothing else. I am a student of what I have experienced in my life, and I have experienced some devastating trials as well as some incredible miracles, big and small. And I'm here to share my stories with you so that you can take with you what you think will help you write your own story and hopefully lace it with some beautiful happiness, humor, and healing. I can't wait to connect with you and to hear your stories too. I am going to have guests on this show on my little set so they can share their stories, growth, and ideas with you too. I love learning from other people, and so that's how I'm approaching this show. Okay, let's learn together because humans were born for connection. We can't be whole without each other. So now I want to tell you about what's happening right now, this very moment in my life, and what got me here. I am in the middle of some serious growth and change, and it's kind of amazing. I am on week 2 of a crazy challenge that I gave myself on December 14th, 2022, just last month at midnight. And I hope you can get a little aha moment, a little inspiration, and a whole lot of hope from how I was able to wake up from the body and soul slump that I was stuck in and feel so much better in just a few weeks, actually just a few days. I have lots of tips and tricks in here that will help you accomplish the things that you know you should do, that you might even like and want to do, but sometimes are very hard to do. Here is my story and my ideas. And if I can do this, you can too, because I'm very stubborn. Okay, it was my oldest daughter Tessa's 29th birthday, and after a fun evening with her and all of her family, I guess I was just feeling my age, 50, or maybe I was feeling someone else's age. I was just so tired and stressed out, and Christmas was coming up soon, and I was also feeling gross because all of the treats that I'd eaten that day, that week, that month, that year. I was also struggling with grief that comes this time of year because of the anniversaries and deaths. The anniversaries of the deaths and birthdays of my 2 siblings that I lost to suicide are all mixed up with each other and the holidays, and it gets me in a funk. As I sat there addressing the Christmas cards in the middle of the night, I realized that just because I've been a mom for 29 years and a grandma for almost 5 doesn't mean that it's okay for me just to give up on looking and feeling good. Don't get me wrong, I love grandmahood. Hi, Slate. Hi, Wells. Hi, Xavier. I think I had just given into this totally wrong idea that because I was in my 50s and a grandma, that it was all going to be downhill from here. And I mean that literally. Everything just keeps sliding down and downhill. But there is one thing. I know how to feel better. I know what I need to do to get up and get going. I've done it before, but for some reason this last year, I just wasn't doing it. Do you guys ever get in a habit like I do of letting your day and your body or your mood just kind of push you around and not trying to take control? Or trying to take control but not getting control? I had been making goals for myself but not accomplishing them. And I was disappointing myself every single day. And disappointing yourself that much is exhausting. Some of you are probably nodding your head and know what I'm talking about. I spent so much time and energy beating myself up for failing and then beating myself up for beating myself up because I know that's wrong. And then soothing my battered and beaten up self. I would have spent less energy if I had just gotten up out of bed and gone on a run instead. Needless to say, I was at the end of my wit's end. Then I let this little idea inside that has been trying to work its way in for quite a while. And I'll tie it in with this confession that I have to make. I love the TV show Survivor. I have watched all 43 seasons, and many of them I have watched twice. We had just watched the finale that night, and I'm always inspired by the adults around my age or older who get in really great shape and they go on that show and they perform really well in all of the challenges, mentally, physically demanding obstacle courses and games. They blow me away. And I kind of want to be like them. And every season I vow to train as if I'm going to be trying out for the show soon. But I'm not trying out for the show, so don't worry. But that's what was in my mind that night when I snapped. I was tired of letting myself down. I wanted to be strong and fit and feel better. I had to do something drastic, so I did what anyone would do. I made a video in the middle of the night, put it on Facebook about how starting tomorrow, I was going to do 12 things every day that would improve my physical, spiritual, and emotional health. And that I would do it for 12 weeks, starting just 10 days before Christmas. No big deal. Oh, and that I would share my progress online. What was I thinking? The next morning, I felt like I woke up with a what did I do last night kind of hangover. I don't drink, but I'm just guessing that's what the feeling would be like. But what's done is done. And I'm actually so incredibly glad that Midnight Facebook Video Sarah started me on this new adventure, my new personal 12-week challenge. I'm so curious about what my body and soul will feel like at the end of these very intentional and very intense 12 weeks. I did the challenge pretty well for the first 2.5 weeks, but I am such a sucker for the new year. So when January 1st, 2023 came around on a Sunday, I just couldn't help but hit the restart button and reboot my challenge, making it more like a 14.5-week challenge now, and start fresh for the new year. So to make it extra fun, I made myself a huge 6-foot-tall poster that I mark my progress on every day, and I hung it on my bedroom wall. And I love crossing off the boxes each day, all throughout the day. So on that chart, I am in the middle of week 2, but I did 2.5 weeks before that, kind of like a practice run. So if you're curious, here is what I'm doing, and here is what I have noticed. Oh, and if any of this sounds familiar to you, it's because I have run many 12-week challenges for other groups of people. You might be one of them. But with those challenges, I usually ask them to do 4 daily items: exercise, read scriptures or other good books, pray, and not eat sugary treats. And then we focus on a 5th rotating challenge that changes each week for 12 weeks. Then at the end, I will sometimes surprise them and challenge them to an extra week where they do all 12 things for a whole week, and it's epic. Well, I challenge myself to do 12 weeks of all 12 things. It might sound kind of extra, kind of crazy, but it really makes sense, and you'll see why in a bit. Okay, so here they are. I pray aloud twice a day, prayer journal once a day, and that's where I write out my prayers and record God's response to me. Get outside for at least 10 to 15 minutes and enjoy the sun and the wind on my face. Exercise at least 45 minutes. No more desserts, candy, or junk food, except one cheat day. I give myself a cheat day once a week for each item. Listen to music, read and study scripture for at least 30 minutes a day. Read or listen to other good books. Meditate for at least 5 minutes. I've been doing more like 15 or 20. Sleep 7 hours at least each night, but not too much more. Drink the recommended amount of water every day. Journal about my experiences and share. And once a week, I will go and do some service at my church's temple and give myself 5 extra points. So, let's see, 12 days into my New Year reset, how am I doing? Let me consult my little chart over here. So good. Just kidding. I don't really have a chart right here. It's up on my bedroom wall. But I look better and I feel a million times better. It took me 6 days in my trial run before I actually achieved all 12 challenges in a single day. But on the first 5 days of 2023, I got 12 points every day with no cheat days. And I haven't missed 1 point yet, even though I have taken a few cheat days on the things, but not more than once a week, which I allotted myself. The cheat day is super important because I do not expect, nor do I want myself to try to be perfect. I am a recovering perfect-aholic. You thought I was going to say perfectionist, didn't you? So I will probably have to purposely mess up one of these days just to stay clean. Okay, here's what is so cool. Even on the days that I wasn't doing all 12 things, I was doing so many more things than I would have done if I hadn't shot for the moon. And I was doing all of the hardest things that I was hiding from before. The ones that were the hardest, but I've done the best at and that I am the most proud of are exercise. I've been running or dancing or lots of different things for 45 minutes a day, 6 days a week. More on that later. no sugary treats or desserts except for one cheat day. And wow, you guys, that's a miracle. Drinking lots of water, about 72 ounces a day, and getting a really good night's sleep, but not oversleeping. Surprisingly, the hardest one at first that I didn't think would be hard was doing my prayer journaling every day. Sadly, it's hard for me to slow down enough sometimes to give God the time he deserves, and I didn't want to rush it. But a few days ago, I got some really great mentoring from a friend, Kelly Turley, and I'm doing so much better, and I am savoring our quiet time together, my quiet time together with God. Okay, I can feel a major shift happening, and I can see it too. How is that possible in just a few weeks? I've only lost and then found again and then lost again a couple of pounds, but I can tell that my body is shaped differently, especially my waist and my legs. I'm like a shapeshifter now. And on a spiritual level, it's like I can see my soul shining through my body. I feel like my higher self has been given a voice and it's saying, "Hi, I'm here and I'm taking over the operation of this system and I'm going to help all of us feel so much better." Have you guys ever done a digital design on your computer? Where else would you have done it? Where you have items that are layered like a picture with border and some words, some text, and you have to click on a button, send to back or bring others forward. I feel like I clicked on the bring to front button on my soul. What I also love about this holistic approach to life and health is that it helps me stay grounded in the fact that I am already priceless in God's eyes, no matter what I look like or even how I feel. I truly believe that we all have beautiful souls that are divine and miraculous just the way we are. But when we feed our souls with more and more light and we are intentional with all aspects of our health, we can actually elevate our body to where our soul already is. Isn't that incredible to think about? I just need to coach my body into doing the things that will align better with my soul, and then boom, watch me glow. I think the first thing that happened is that I had a few tiny accomplishments that gave me a big sense of accomplishment and a lot of confidence. I spent the first few days just proving to myself that I can do this. And I can do things that I don't even want to do. I can do hard things that are good for me. I honestly wasn't even sure if I could. That gave me a big dopamine hit. Now, dopamine is one of the several neurotransmitters that helps us feel good. It is involved in rewarding all sorts of behaviors, and we are all naturally addicted to it. Before this challenge, I was getting dopamine hits from candy, ice cream, snuggling late in the morning with my cute hubby. But now I am getting them from running, eating healthy, a sense of accomplishment, and snuggling earlier in the evenings with my cute hubby. I am teaching my body that it can get a biochemical reward in other ways that lead me to feeling powerful, strong, and like a new woman, or like my old younger self. Wait, old younger self? How is that even? Anyways, let's talk about a few specifics about what I have discovered and rediscovered in less than 4 weeks. Okay, water. I hardly ever really drank it before. I just drank a lot of, I mostly just ate ice with a little bit of diet soda on it with no caffeine. I got over my caffeine addiction a few years ago. But I have found myself thirsty even when I've been drinking water all day. My body is so excited. It feels so good, and I can tell that it likes it. I feel like I'm rinsing myself out from the inside. I think this is why my skin looks better and brighter, if that's a thing. Can skin be bright, or is that my spirit coming through? Maybe the hydration and all the exercise and the blood pumping through my skin more is helping that happen. It just flat out feels good to guzzle cool, fresh water. I think it's kind of neat that we can directly consume one of the 4 basic elements of life on this planet. Okay, exercise. This is probably my biggest nemesis. I seriously love exercise and I also hate it. I'm a huge believer in it, which is why it is so weird that I found it so hard to get going these last couple years. I worked out a lot in high school, and then I went to the gym religiously 3 mornings a week for about 10 years, probably in my 30s, late 20s, most of my 30s. And regular exercise was an absolute lifesaver after I lost my sister to suicide when I was 39. The fresh air, movement, endorphins, and inspirational things that I listened to in my headphones kept me going in some of the hardest times of my life. I even ran a half marathon in 2012. And then I kind of hit a brick wall and have been off and on ever since then. So why so much resistance to movement? One reason, I believe, is just plain resistance. I think there is a dark force in the world that counterbalances, or at least tries to counterbalance, all the light and love that is out there for us. It wants to keep us from living our best life, dang it, and wants to stop us from moving our bodies, feeding our souls, and feeling strong and capable. And those things all really make us powerful forces for good in the world. I feel like there was a seriously dark gravity weighing me down until I could prove that I was going to get up and run anyways, and I did. If you're going to start exercising again, you have to be really gentle at first, or you will truly hurt yourself, and then you'll quit, or you'll have to quit. So I took it really easy at first. The first day I ran for just 5 minutes. That almost killed me. Then I walked for 5, ran for 5, walked for 5 for about 45 minutes. And then I moved it up a little bit every time. And last week I was up to 12 minutes of running with just a little 2-minute break in between my 12s. Then this week I took it up to 26 minutes with a little rest at the beginning and the end. Booyah. I'm sore, but I'm not dying. I'm actually just the right amount of sore. And by this, I mean I can feel my muscles. It's like they're saying, oh, hello, we're here. We're alive and kicking. Thank you for putting us to work. It's what we're here for. We got you. If you think it's weird that my body talks to me, then you haven't heard anything yet. Just wait. Okay, I have a theory about exercise, and I've been wanting to share it for a while, so I'm going to try to put it into words here for you guys. So if we wake up and we do a hard but doable workout, push ourselves a little bit more each day, then everything we do after that during the day is so much easier. And it's easier for 2 reasons. First of all, it's easier because vacuuming the floor isn't as hard as running 3 miles. And it's also easier because now my body is in shape enough to do a 3-mile run with no problem. It can handle other hard things too. If running up the stairs is the hardest thing I do all day, then running up the stairs is always going to feel hard and make me feel tired. But if my workout is the hardest part of my day, then nothing after that really taxes me. And if I'm called upon to do some Herculean task, like pull an unconscious man from a burning car and carry his floppy body across and then down the street, I am ready. I have been training for whatever might come my way. This is an awesome kind of preparedness. You will get stronger, look stronger, and feel amazing. Even though I haven't lost much weight, that doesn't matter. Sleep. I love that I'm giving myself points for sleeping. Win-win. I try to get into bed at a decent time or make sure that I can sleep in a bit. And when I wake up, I have my first points for the day already. I recently read Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep, and learned that every single system in our body is nourished and improved by sleep. I know that I need my sleep just as much as I need to get up and run, which is why life is all about finding balance. Okay, this story cracks me up. One night, I was feeling so terrible. I don't remember what happened that day. I was stressed, I was tired, overwhelmed, irritated, or like my friend Laura would say, I was feeling stabby. I even said to my husband, Bill, I think I might be bipolar. And then he said, Sarah, you just need to go to sleep. You'll feel better tomorrow. I laughed so hard. It's like I forget that each night I get to just turn it all off and heal. And I did feel so much better in the morning. Every system heals. Every system regenerates and refreshes at night while we sleep. We don't even have to think about it. Our brain even gets rinsed of dead brain cells. It's incredible. Okay, sugar. No desserts? Are you kidding me? Only 1 cheat day a week? Well, where do I begin? Let's start with chocolate. I think chocolate became my lover for a little while, just before and right after my divorce. It was like I would snuggle up with some M&Ms and a book and a blanket, and that's where I would get my feel-good hormones from. But I don't need that anymore. I have a real man to be with and curl up with. I don't need sugar to be my lover, and in fact, sugar is a terrible lover. It leads to obesity, it rots your teeth, and I had 2 root canals while I had my braces on this last year. It's addicting, and it causes or makes worse inflammation. My back, neck, and shoulder were almost always sore and achy. I did recently hurt myself when I got stuck in the tube slide in our backyard. A funny story for another time. But I know that my diet of candy and treats was not helping my pain levels at all. When I was younger, I could get away with a handful of candy here and a bowl of ice cream there, and I mean by there, every single night. But us 50-year-old grandmas, we are just not built for that anymore, and I had to admit to myself, I can't get away with that now. Dang it. But it was fun while it lasted. But seriously, I don't miss sugar. It's so weird. I went on a 5-hour car ride, more like a bus ride, with my kiddos and hubby to watch Oregon State beat Florida State in the Vegas Bowl last month. Go Beavers. And I wasn't even tempted by the caramel corn and Sour Patch Kids that flanked me on both sides. If I need a hit of dopamine now, I just walk my dog, call a friend, hug my husband and soak in his love, or I meditate in the sunlight and commune with my creator. None of which give me chubbier cheeks or send me to the endodontist. What are the hardest things that you know will help you feel and look better, but you just can't get yourself to do them? Have you ever asked for divine help in doing them? Will you join me in improving your daily routine and your life in at least 1 or 2 of these 12 areas in the next 12 weeks? It will be so worth it. All of the physical affects the spiritual, and all the spiritual affects the physical. No matter which things you choose, it will make a difference in your overall life and health. I want you to have this feeling of accomplishment that I'm experiencing, and then to experience the changes in your body and soul. Try it and then chime in about how it affects all areas of your life, your relationships, your self-image, energy levels, hope, happiness, etc. I have 9 friends who have told me they are going to try some, if not all, of these 12 daily challenges. And a friend of mine bumped it up to 13 by adding a daily act of service to the list. She's amazing. I am having so much fun with this, and I will probably head up a new group in a few months, and we will do a new challenge together. So stay tuned for details. It's so fun to feel amazing and collect points alongside 100 or 200 new friends. Speaking of feeling better, sometimes we feel terrible because of trauma that is being stored in our body. No amount of running from it is going to get it out. Did you know that I do individual trauma coaching sessions where I can help you heal from and put to rest old trauma? It's a groundbreaking method, but it's been around for decades. I will help you listen to your body so you can release those feelings, and then I will help you rescue the younger version of yourself that is stuck in that loop. We will teach them about what is really true about that situation and get them out of there once and for all. It is such freedom. For me, I knew that I needed help when I realized that my body and my mind were reliving old trauma over and over. I finally found the relief, and I have set myself free, body and spirit, and I hope to help bring that peace to you too. The answers are already inside of you, and I can help you find them. So send me an email at sarah@yourbeautifulsoul.net or go to my website. It's all brand new, yourbeautifulsoul.net, to get more information. I can help anyone from anywhere because we can do it online in a Zoom meeting. So let me know how I can help you. And lastly, I have a retreat coming up March 1st through the 4th, 2023. That will be here before we know it. So get your spot saved today. It's $750 for 3.5 days of incredibly deep healing classes, activities, lessons, and discussions, tons of fun, games, amazing food, beautiful art that you will make, and new friendships that will last forever. And if you sign up with a friend, you can each save $50. Let me know if you have any questions. Go to yourbeautifulsoul.net to read more about it. On our next podcast, I will talk some more about some of the more spiritual aspects of my challenge and how I overcame my eating disorder in 2005 and why this approach absolutely must have a physical and spiritual component. I can't wait to talk to you again. And until then, I know that the key to healing is working together with body, mind, and spirit and each other. Life is hard, but we are suffering way more than we have to. So come home to healing, home to your own body, and home to my house for a retreat. Okay, go out there and change a few things in your routine that your body and soul have been aching for. Ask God to help you with it in this very worthwhile journey. Heavenly help is the best help. I can't do anything without it. And remember, I love you and your beautiful soul.